Our society has changed over the years, and as a result of that, our lifestyles have also changed. When we think about lifestyle, we think about the way we eat and how much physical activity we get.
We know that people have high-fat diets, high-sugar diets. If you go along the high street, plenty of high-fat, high-sugary fast food restaurants. If we think about work, we're not as active as we used to be. If you think about schools, the kids often go to school in cars or buses, they're not walking to school, and we are just generally not active as we used to be.
One of the conditions that we've seen a major increase in is diabetes, and we're seeing more children being diagnosed with diabetes as well as adults. In the UK, there's approximately 3 million people living with diabetes. The majority of people with diabetes have type 2 diabetes, and this accounts for 90% of the diabetes diagnosed, and 10% of patients will have type 1 diabetes. In an area such as Hammersmith and Fulham, there are pockets of deprivation, and in those areas we tend to find more incidences of diabetes. People from various ethnic groups are at high risk of diabetes, largely because of their diets. In Hammersmith and Fulham, one of the initiatives to raise awareness of diabetes is to use the diabetes champions, who actually go out into the community and give information about diabetes, but also signpost people to the local services available.
The motivation for starting the project was to make everybody aware of the condition of diabetes. There are a number of champions who have diabetes, so that makes it a very powerful way of communicating to the community and to individuals. You know, we're not professionals, we're not clinicians. There's an empathy, there's a better connection. The role of the diabetes champions are really to go into the community and make them aware of the symptoms and conditions, and to help them to go and see their doctors or the pharmacy to get a test.
It's very easy and simple to diagnose diabetes. It requires the person to have a blood test done, and this will give an idea of what their blood glucose levels are, and a diagnosis of diabetes will be given if it falls within the range. Diabetes is currently rising to epidemic proportions, we know that. In this country we have a National Health Service that wouldn't absolutely be able to cope. It's important that we pay special attention to our lifestyles, and that involves eating healthily and taking adequate amounts of physical activity. So I think information and education about diabetes should be readily available to everyone.